I got praise, right? I got praise from doing everything right. I was given almost everything that I wanted because I earned it, because I was doing everything right. So then it made it a little hard for me to hear no.
That wanting to skip a step is what gets people in trouble, as opposed to embracing the fact that it's totally okay to have that journey, and the journey is not linear.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it digs in.
Yes.
And it hurts you.
Yes.
So has it ever occurred to you that when you get hurt to stop, or you keep going? What do you do?
Living
Exactly.
like if I fall off of a motorcycle and I live, I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
and I still live on. So
But you learned something.
exactly, I sure did.
On this episode of Courageously Speaking, the podcast where we dive deep into the courageous stories behind the sparkle. Today, we're talking about something every beauty professional and frankly, every person can relate to: transitions. Not just the kind from bare face to full glam or wet hair to silk press, but life transitions. City to city, comfort zone to calling. Joining me are two phenomenal women who didn't just change area codes, they changed mindsets, missions, and entire industries. Our first guest, Savannah Harmon, is a Cleveland-raised powerhouse now based in Las Vegas. She's the visionary behind salon culture, an educator, a mentor, and an image coach who's redefined what it means to lead with purpose in the beauty industry. With nearly 2 decades of experience, Savannah has actually trained countless stylists through her Master Academy and built a culture where creativity meets character. We have a second guest today, which is a surprise, and Alexis Chapman, the international makeup artist and founder of A1 Artistry, whose brushes have graced everything from high-profile bridal suites to major campaigns, red carpets, and Bravo TV. Alexis is also an entrepreneur, content creator, and a beauty influencer whose lash line and brand collaborations have made her a standout name in both artistry and authenticity. Welcome to Courageously Speaking, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria,
Pleasure
for
to be
having
here.
us.
Yes, I am a little conscious because I feel like my makeup is not as much on point today.
You look beautiful. You're a natural beauty.
Exactly.
But I really love your makeup.
Thank you.
I'm mesmerized because I see that makeup and hair, they're both talents.
Yes.
And I'm about to ask you a lot of questions about that talent and where it led you, right? Which is here in Vegas. So first question, with this economy, a lot of people are rethinking their lives. There's like these career moves, city changes, and even like starting something completely new, maybe for the first time in their lives. Tell us about your decision to move from your hometown to Las Vegas, and what did that change cost you, and what did that change give you?
So for me, moving to Las Vegas was me feeling like I was being called to more. Where I was in Cleveland, Ohio, I was very established, full clientele, 6-figure income, doing well. I had worked really hard to get to where I was, but moving cost me the comfort. It cost me community. It cost me relationships that I thought would last a lifetime. It cost me the familiarity. But coming here, it was the call to more. What I envisioned, my ultimate dream that I had while in Cleveland, I had not fully obtained that yet. I was not officially a salon owner. I was still renting behind a chair, and I knew I was destined to have a space of my own where I can influence and impact other professionals like the younger me. And I knew that it was going to have to take place somewhere else because I could not see it manifest where I was.
Was that a feeling or a thought? Because people ask me, when you're about to do something big or even crazy, like moving from one town to another, from Ohio to Nevada. That's a big move. Was that a feeling or a thought? Or both?
It was both. I think oftentimes when we dream, we work the dream backwards, right?
What does that mean?
So working the dream backwards is first you have to visualize it. So if you've ever made a vision board, they tell you to put your vision on the boards, cut out pictures, right? Put your dream home on the board. So when you visualize what it is you desire, it is a feeling attached to it. When you visualize, if you have this mansion of a dream home, we romanticize it in a way, right? That we think it's going to make us feel a certain way when we walk in it and when we see it, whether it's going to make us feel rich, whether it's going to make us feel powerful. Whatever we dream do have a feeling attached to it. So working the dream backwards is first, you got to visualize it. And you're going to naturally have feelings, right? When you visualize that, how do it make you feel? So for me, visualizing my dream, I could not picture the picture of it being in Ohio.
Did you do cutouts or?
We did have a vision board on our wall, but it wasn't photos for us. It was legacy, generational wealth.
Wow.
It was debt free. It was things like that. That was the ultimate picture.
And who taught you that?
Our faith, wanting more, desiring more, reading. To learn how to acquire more. There wasn't a blueprint for us because we don't come from wealth. We didn't have 2-parent households.
You're self-made.
We are self-made.
Okay.
So us trying to be the blueprint that we never received, right? Us trying to break the generational curses, right, that our family had been experiencing. Us trying to be something different for our children than what we had experienced.
And when you mentioned how important it is to visualize, I know for a fact that Alexis has a vision board.
Yeah,
right?
I've been doing my vision board since 2013.
What led you to that? Like, why?
Actually, a friend led me to that. I had never heard about a vision board, but she invited me. She said, come, let's do a vision board party. And I said, okay. And then next thing you know, like even just the next day, there was a lady that was at the vision board on a major radio station in Chicago. The next day, she like shouted us all out on the radio. And then as the time went on that year, like I started to see the things that I actually put on the board happen. So I was like, oh.
So
I
it
just
kind of
continued.
works.
Yeah, I continued. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you moved here from
Chicago.
So tell us more about that. Was it similar, like Savannah?
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah. So back in 2014 is when I decided I wanted to move here, actually. So it wasn't like about work or anything. It was just more so like a new environment. And
it's
then
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, but I never wanted to come to Vegas. Okay. I had come to Vegas for the first time the year prior because I was helping out my cousin move here. So that's how I finally made it. And I was like, oh, it's different from what I thought. So anyway, in 2014 was when I was like, you know what? I think I could see myself living here. And like Savannah, I had been a lot of places. And I only really felt home 2 places, which was Houston and here. But this was always my number one.
What is home? How would you consider this home?
Where I automatically felt settled in, like I can be here for weeks and months and not get tired. Yeah.
Even it's hot?
Yeah. It's freezing in Chicago.
Okay.
They get all the seasons
below
back
zero.
Midwest.
Yeah, you like it more.
Yeah. So I have survived below zero. I have survived black ice, and so 118 is nothing.
Right.
But what did you leave behind? Because it looks like both of you have a good experience. You both started your own business. You do the things that you love, especially beauty, right? But what did that cost you?
Yeah, same thing. I was on autopilot there. I didn't have a reason to really leave. I mean, I had the clientele. My house is paid off. My vehicle is paid. I'm like, literally, I just sat back and made money. So to me, it was just like I was on autopilot, but at the same time, I wanted a new environment. So that's what it was. And so when I left, I abruptly left. I literally just November 22 decided I'm leaving January. I just picked the day. So I didn't think about it anymore. In fact, I wasn't even talking about moving out here anymore, but people remembered. So they kept coming to me ever so often, like, are you still going to Vegas? are you still going to Vegas? And I'm thinking back in my mind, like, yeah, I'll go, but I don't know when, so I really am want to continually be asked. But anyway, so abruptly, it was abrupt because that November, like I said, 2022, I made the decision I'm leaving in 2 months. I'm going to ship my car out there. I'm going to stay in an Airbnb and I'm going to see what happens. And then that's when 6 weeks later, I got the usher contract. So I took it as a sign.
And maybe at that time that you wanted to move, am I still walking in my purpose, or am I just living, what the universe gave me? This is my life now. I work hard, but that's it. I'm going to stay put. But then, voila, you thought, I feel like stuck. It's like, well, I want to start something new. Is it... I wanted to know more about that. I'm curious.
Like Alexis, when I was visiting here, it felt like I belonged. So that was another feeling.
Was it people or the city itself?
It's hard to put into words what you're feeling, but when you feel at home and you feel comfortable, that's what it was giving. It felt like this don't feel foreign.
It was the right size dress.
Yeah, it felt like the perfect fit. It felt like there was room for me. And because I knew that ultimately the business had to make sense, I knew I needed to see space for the business. And I came here and scouted the market. And I said, oh, there's definitely space for me here. It's a market for me. It's a need for me here. And that gave me hope that, okay, you can go there and be successful because it's not many people that look like you doing what you're doing.
How do you know if you're walking in the right path?
First of all, I knew I was walking in the right path with the makeup thing because it was like thing after thing that God showed to confirm me. So I did know that, but at the same time, like circumstances will have you to question things.
I know your story. Just so you know, Alexis actually writes a monthly newsletter for CourageCreators.com. Feel free to, subscribe. But one of the things that I love about what you wrote, which is she poured all her heart into it, is the story how she became like a makeup artist, a professional at that. She did not go to school at first for beauty.
Right.
You were what, bachelor's?
Yeah, my bachelor's is in management information systems. I was getting a lot of interviews, but I was not landing the job. I was like, you know what? I don't know. But anyhow, like I, dealt with some things that was going on in my life. So I kind of was just like, taking a break. I took a little small break where I was like, I'm not even gonna pursue like trying to even do anything. Let me just take a break. And then things like, I don't know, things started to happen. Like I had a sign because I always enjoyed doing makeup anyway. And so when I was in college, basically, I said to myself, like, I may as well do makeup like on the side while I'm in college. So I would go to MAC, and it was 2 particular locations I would go to. And I would always go like every 6 months and ask the same thing, like, what do I need to work here?
You're not scared that they're this
every
again?
6
This
months.
girl again?
Yes, I would ask the same exact question, thinking like maybe, things change sometimes. So I was like, maybe things will change. And they would say the same thing, like, oh, you need a portfolio, this and that. And then I had many people saying like, oh, you can't, MAC is not easy to get into. They want you to have prior counter experience. So everything was there to discourage me. But anyway, I'm a sharer. So like one day I noticed the makeup show was there and I said, oh, this is the last day. I didn't know. So I put it on my social media in case anybody else didn't know. They closed at 5. I got there at 3:30. And I just ran across this lady and I wanted to ask her a question. But first I complimented her nails and we just got started talking and she knew I was a makeup artist, freelance, like new. And she said, what do you know about MAC? And I said, do you mean product wise or like history? And she said history. And I said, I would have to do my research because I knew a lot about the products, but not the history. I said, I would have to do my research. And she gave me her card and she said, do that and call me. And she was the regional recruiter for MAC. So I called her the next day. And then we did like an hour interview. And then I still went through all the steps, right? So at the time, I didn't know anything about what it meant to be freelance. And that's crazy. I didn't know what it meant to be freelance and what it meant to be like full-time, part-time. Yes. So there was a girl, she helped me start my kit and she had been at MAC a long time. She was like, if you do freelance, like I think you'll be okay because I'm thinking about going to freelance. And I just thought, okay, didn't know what it meant. So I helped my competition. There was a girl, she's well known too. I helped her. She was my direct competition for that exact
But
location.
you helped?
I gave her the interview questions and everything. She literally, and one of my friends was ticked, like, don't do that again. You're gonna get the job, but when you do, don't ever do that again, like chastising me. And so I remember they called me on my house phone and they said, Alexis, yeah, this is such and such from Mac. We just wanted to let you know we did decide to go with someone else for the position, which was the girl I helped. She said, but we like you so much, we want you to do freelance. And I never knew that would be the best thing for my life. And even after 5 months, they offered me full-time, which was like a dream back then, to be full-time. And I said, no, thank you.
Can I say something? I think rejection is a redirection.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't complete rejection because they still offered me the position that I actually needed. And I didn't
But
know
you
I
were
needed
redirected to the right place. So it's not exactly what you applied for
And guess
initially.
what? Those 2 home stores that I would always ask, what do I need to work here? Both of them ended up at a point being my home store.
Wow.
Both of them.
Isn't that powerful?
Yeah.
I think like you can't also deny your DNA. You literally wanted to be in IT because management information systems. Yet people complimented you about how good your makeup is, even though sometimes you don't even put a makeup. It's just like your
I was
skincare.
barely doing anything. It was just my skin. I didn't wear eyeshadow. I didn't wear lashes. I didn't do my brows.
Yet
None of it.
this I really believe that you can't deny your DNA. No matter how much you run away from it, your calling will always call you.
But
if
you have to
an
give your
open
yes
heart.
too. That's what I found out.
Yeah.
And that's what you read in that article, because things just started lining up for me. Literally, as soon as I said, you know what, I feel this nudging over and over, I'm just gonna say yes. And that was April of 2012. I remember dates.
Wow.
And things just began to line up. One of my friends, he was a celebrity photographer for one of the biggest celebrities out here in Vegas, the king of Vegas in the boxing world.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he flew to Chicago and he was like, Alexis, I'll do some photos for you for free. And you know, then another friend hooked me up with like a graphics person. I had already had my own logo, but he sent concepts back. And then I got my business line. And then the same girl that referred me to the graphics person let me use her beautiful art gallery to do, because I wanted to do a full-on
So it
event.
led, like one thing led to the
Everything just
other.
kept lining
But
up.
you know what I love about your story, Alexis, is you didn't say no to anyone. And when you told me this particular guy is arch enemy of my guy, I'm Filipino. Hey, Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. You know, they're kind of arch enemy, right? Only in the ring. I think they're real friends.
Yeah.
But that is just amazing because you said yes to everything, even if maybe, I don't know, if you ever felt like maybe you're only 90% ready, you still did it, right? And I feel like you have just such a generous soul, so you get things back. When I first met Alexis, we met in an event, in a networking event.
Same with us.
Yeah.
Where?
Working event.
A friend of ours threw an event from Chicago. She came here and threw an event.
So you met in Chicago or here?
No, here. But my friend that threw the event,
it was for women
came
entrepreneurs.
in and did an event here.
Yeah.
She now lives here too.
Community is really very important. We are now currently in PHLV Radio. We have a community of, we're actually in Filipino town, by the way. And they lend us their studio for us to do this podcast. That's community.
Yeah, that's community.
And I think that's one of the things also I love about Savannah. I think you're all about community. When you thought of moving, you mentioned that one of the costs of you moving was that familiarity, community, family, but you never really left that community because you brought that community here in Las Vegas through your heart. You're generous to fellow beauty enthusiasts and professionals, helping them, mentoring new professionals. You don't have to do that, Savannah, but why?
You know, it was a struggle for me when I started out in the industry. It was hard for me to find mentorship. It was hard for me to find someone that could help me not make the expensive mistakes that I was making. And I wanted to become that person where I don't necessarily have to charge you for it. Now, it is my intellectual property. Sometimes I do place a value of a dollar amount on it to provide it to someone else. But most times when you are a part of my community, I don't charge you for that. Wow. You can ask me any business question. As long as I have the knowledge, I will willingly help you.
And are you not afraid that, if other people know what you know, that they're just going to steal your ideas and now you have more competition?
Absolutely. What's for me is for me. What's for me is for me.
Yeah. Repeat that, girls.
Yes,
yeah, it's true. What's for me.
You can't take anything away from me that was meant for me. So
our
field is very competitive. Yeah. If you go online, if you go on social media, you'll find a million hairstylists, you'll find a million makeup artists. So it's saturated. No matter where in the world, this industry is saturated. But how is it that it's still $1 trillion industry? How is it that we can relocate?
So there's a need. There's a
exactly
need.
Because as long as there's people, there will be enough people for us all to be able to service our community.
You're very right.
And then she set apart. Like, it's hard to set apart too.
It's hard to
with everybody that's in the industry. It's like, how is it that you can be 1 in 50,000 people in one city or one state and still be set apart?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is something because of your spirit of giving. I think that me as a Filipino, our culture is about giving. We have something called bayanihan. Back in the days, let's say you're moving houses. You don't hire people to, remove your stuff, pack them, and then haul them into a truck, and then you move. Do you know what, back in the days in the Philippines, they have a hut. They remove the whole house. And like 10 to 15 people move your whole house together and move you to a location. That's called bayanihan. Bayanihan. And I've always been attracted. I've always been adoring people who have that spirit. And I feel like for both of you, you're not afraid of competition, and you're pouring and giving, and that's what you get 10 times back what you've given. And however, when you are in a role wherein you keep giving, you constantly pour into others, like creatively, emotionally, and even spiritually, it can be very easy to lose sight on who you really are. So how do you stay grounded in your own identity when the industry is always asking you, give more, give more, give more? It's not enough. For you to be successful, give more. How do you stay grounded?
I go on many sabbaticals and I live my life. That's how I stay grounded. I will not get on social media. I can be off for at least 30 days and I'm fine. I vacation whenever I need to. That's how I stay grounded. And I do things that I enjoy even when I'm right at home. So
you just love traveling. Again, she has an article about how traveling makes your life so beautiful.
Never know what could develop, business partners or just, whatever.
That is so true, because I remember when you went to Nigeria, it wasn't just a vacation. You had like business contacts. You were even in
I went to a lot of events.
Yeah, what was that? There was cameras all over you.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, so
I ended up in Ireland magazine. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah,
here?
she was in a magazine. Alexis in a magazine.
Like,
so, and that is all because you were traveling. And what I really love about the article is that you find friends, you find business partners, but also you connect with people. I said this in the previous episode that the biggest predictor of success and happiness is not money. It is what? Connection. And that's connection with people. And that's based on a Harvard study. It's not something that, we just thought of. People actually studied how to be happy, and connection beats money, beats knowledge, beats health.
They say we should even get hugs every day. That helps you live.
I heard 6-second hugs.
Something like that.
So try that at home. And see, I really think that it's powerful, and I love that, traveling. What about you, Savannah? What keeps you grounded?
Prayer.
I love that.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah, I have a lot of responsibility. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a wife. I'm a business owner, and I'm still working in my business. So oftentimes I can feel spread thin. So what keeps me grounded is sometimes I have to clean house. So when it's feeling chaotic, I have to literally reflect observe what is my space looking like, right, from my bedroom to my house. Seriously. Because oftentimes your space reflect what's going on in your mind. So I start cleaning house. But as I'm doing it, literally, internally, I'm doing it as well, because now I'm starting to reprioritize what's important. And then I have to ask myself, okay, you're feeling very stressed. Are you feeling the pressure of applause? Or is this really your purpose?
Have this constant struggle between, applause, and it feeds your ego,
Yeah.
right? And then if you don't get out of that, you might be narcissistic and you just like, hey, I want everything. I want the spotlight. What I'm seeing right now, 2 beautiful women right beside me, not catty, not, it's my turn. I just see you like feeding off of each other's energy, helping. And I see how you reprioritize in your brain that you may have the id. We need the id, or else we won't be successful. Because without the ego, you'd just be comfortable where you are. But for example, you have a friend, we're both becoming successful, but now you've noticed maybe your friend gets really successful and suddenly changes.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever lost friends over success?
I've outgrown some relationships, and I don't want to say outgrown as if I'm better than.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I think we just don't share things in common. Like, so it makes the relationship become hard, difficult sometimes.
So do you think that success is the enemy of true happiness? How do you reconcile that?
That's a good question.
Right? How do you reconcile
I don't know.
that?
They always say, like, when you're successful, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
This and that. And, at first I used to be like, well, what does that even mean? But it's kind of like what she said, like, relationships that you thought, she said this earlier, relationships that you thought would be long-standing somehow just dissipate, like, just from nowhere. Like, you don't have to, like, put it like this, when it comes to like growth, you don't have to go around and make an announcement like, oh, by the way, guys, I'm growing, I'm becoming successful. Like, just quite naturally, you all will be in different spaces. Places that you want to go, they have no interest in going. Things that you want to discuss, they have no interest in.
So it's not necessarily
discussing.
bad. Sometimes there's seasons in our life where
exactly.
this is your season. Maybe you're in fall and they're still in winter.
And that's all.
It doesn't make you any better, but we also don't want to force each other. But there are also maybe some times wherein you felt like maybe success feels like when you're addicted to it. We're in, I'm gonna work because this is what I've read. So I love this psychologist. His name is Gabor Mate. I'm actually reading a book called The Myth of Normal, wherein he said certain very successful people are very addicted to success, wherein maybe perhaps when they were growing up, they were bullied or they were not loved as much. So what they did is that when they were growing up, they made sure no one's going to bully them again by making sure you have enough money, you have status, and you work. Wherein this is the most important. When they're the most important things in life. So of course you have your work, right? Because you have to survive. But you also have your family, your faith, and your community. Somebody who's addicted to success might forgo the 3 for the success, so the work, because that's the only way they feel that they're safe. I will only be loved. Okay, remember this. I'm only going to be loved if I'm successful, because when I wasn't, I was bullied in school. When I wasn't, my parents didn't love me as much. Did you feel me?
Yeah, and I think it depends on the person, like you stated, upbringing, and culturally. Like, even in certain cultures, like, you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to be accepted by your parents, so yeah, I haven't had that personal experience, per se, but I will say, my mom, since she was born, and my parents are both deceased, but when she was coming up, she came up in poverty. When she turned 18, she was like, I am getting ready to relocate and make a life for myself. I'm not gonna subject, if I have children, to what I went through, right? So it did force her to be like, you know, super ambitious, you know, like not overly, because she still was around and raising us, but also it gave me a little leeway. Like, she wasn't so strict on me. But I know for a fact, because when I decided to become a makeup artist, she was no longer here. I think if I would have told my mom that I was going to be a makeup artist, she probably would have flipped her lid. Like, I paid all this money for you to go to college, you got this bachelor's degree, and now you want to say makeup artist? Like, and you know, so for old school, like, that wasn't considered like a real career. So yeah, I just think what you said is on point. Like, I don't suffer from the addiction of anything and the this and that. Like I said earlier, I will drop off in a minute. My mental health is important to me. So, and then too, like she said before, like, we are faith-filled people, right? I know what the Bible says. And it says that we are nothing. We are filthy rags on our best day to God. So I don't let things get to my head. Like, I can make $1 million tomorrow and I'm happy now. I'm gonna go celebrate, but I know that I'm still nothing, and I know it can be gone
Taken
tomorrow.
away at any time. And I think that grounding is very important because, like I said, people, because I was that, like a person who was addicted to success, because as an immigrant coming from another country, I had to prove myself. I had to work 4 or 5 times harder because of the color of my skin, my accent. My education is not from here at that time, so there's many things to prove. And I thought the only way to be loved was to be perfect.
Performance, yeah.
And it makes me emotional because I didn't know that I can be loved without it.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm kind of
Like, you literally have to do nothing. Just who you are. Like, you're excellent. Yeah.
I can relate to that. Not having to prove myself though, but because I was the youngest of my mother's 3 girls, I saw my sisters make all the mistakes. And I'm like, I'm going to do everything right. But what it made out of me was a perfectionist that sometimes can make it even more difficult for you then to ground yourself because you're striving for perfection all the time. And if it's anything less than perfect, you're messed up, you know? So for me, growing up, I found that I got praise, right? I got praise from doing everything right. I was given almost everything that I wanted because I earned it, because I was doing everything right. So then it made it a little hard for me to hear no.
Okay.
I was like, I was just wondering. I was like,
It's hard for you.
It's mainly positive.
So rejection, no,
exactly.
it's not the best thing because
It's not the best
you worked
thing.
so hard.
Yeah.
I'm already perfect. I did everything perfect. Why would you say no,
Exactly.
Alexis?
And then
Right?
you start to think that, oh, if I acquire this, I'm going to feel fulfilled.
Oh, I like that.
But then when you get there, you're like, man, I don't
Like,
feel
this is
any
not what I
different.
thought.
It's not what I thought,
Think
right?
about cell phones. Have you ever thought it's like, oh, I'm so excited for the new cell phone, like, and then the next, like in 2 years, there's another one. It's like I don't like this one anymore.
Right.
But you know
and then
what
it
it
makes
is?
us addicted, right, to ambition.
Exactly.
Right. We become
Ambition.
overly
You
ambitious.
keep moving the marker, I think.
Exactly.
That's
and it's
what
like,
it is.
when do you ever reach contentment?
Yeah.
If you're constantly trying to get to the next thing, once you get to this level, you're constantly chasing more and more and more. And it hasn't been that long since I've experienced that and said, girl, you gonna sit down somewhere? You know?
But it works for you in other areas.
It works for
I
me
think
in
it's a
other
balance.
areas.
Yes, that's what I
But
was
now
gonna
I'm
say,
learning
it's a
to
balance.
balance, right? Now
Yeah.
I'm learning to be content.
Dalai Lama, I hope I quote him correctly. He said that to be happy, we must learn to love what we have. It doesn't mean that we stop growing, but he said to be happy, you have to start loving what you already have. And then from that piece of, I'm already content, I can give more.
Yeah.
You can grow, but if you're always like, oh, I need this, I need that, I need that, you're constantly stressed, you give up that energy to people, and also you're always never going to be happy.
You're not
I
happy.
believe that all of the diseases, there are some that are genetics,
Yes.
but epigenetically speaking, some of our diseases, whether it's in the mind or physical or spiritual, is a lifetime of wrong choices.
Yep.
A lifetime of choices of being selfish or being so focused on perfectionism and not already loving what you already have. And it's such a hard one for us. When you're a go-getter, you want to, get it all. But I think that grounding is very important. And, behind every bold decision, whether it's starting over, moving cities, or launching something new, there's usually a certain spark. Sometimes that spark comes from a book, a film, or even a person who showed us what was possible. So was there a movie or a person, a book who inspired you to make a bold decision in your life? And why is that inspiration important for people?
Go ahead.
The book that inspired me to make a transition was The Alchemist.
I love it.
Yes, The Alchemist was more about the journey.
Who's the author?
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce,
Yes.
but Paul Coelho.
But it was about the journey, realizing that the journey is a part of the promise, right? Oftentimes we get caught up in what the end result, where we want to be, that we discount the journey.
And I think that's why many people fall for scams. They promise you, oh, you're going to be rich, you're going to be a millionaire if you do this, and you pay $1,000. Instead of like investing that $1,000 in your education, investing it in the stock market, you're like, I'm going to give this so I can get $1 million tomorrow. Because people, human nature, we don't like to have hardships. It feels like sometimes we're entitled. That id says, I'm entitled to everything. I don't need to work hard. I'm so cool and perfect and special that I don't need to do the hard work like other people. Because other people, they're normies. I am special. And for me, I think that a lot of times that wanting to skip a step is what gets people in trouble, as opposed to embracing the fact that it's totally okay to have that journey, and the journey is not linear.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it zigzag.
Yes.
And it hurts you.
Yes.
So has it ever occurred to you that when you get hurt to stop, or you keep going? What do you do?
So hurt is a part of life. Do we stop living?
Exactly.
Like if I fall off of a motorcycle and I live, I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
And I still live on. So
But you learn something.
exactly. I sure did. Like I took the lesson.
As women, we're used to pain since we were like 12 years old when you have your first period. That hurt. And what did you do? You have to go to school with it.
Yeah.
Right? Women have to give birth. That hurts, And The Alchemist, I love it because it's talking about the journey. All of us have those journeys.
I've heard of that book. I haven't read it. I have my well, I'm gonna say 3 things. So one book, and the only reason why this one, because I read a lot of books, but this one stood out to me because I found the book. Well, I think I knew it was in the house, but as I was going through things, I rediscovered the book. And when I opened the book, and again, my mom was no longer here, I saw that she wrote in there that she dedicated the book to me. Wow. And she wanted me to find my purpose in life. Wow. So the book is called A Purpose-Driven Life by Joyce Meyer.
I love that book.
Yeah, and basically just knowing what your true purpose is, God's purpose for your life, blah, blah, blah. So it's a really good book. And then I'm gonna name 2 movies, okay? One is a comedy, and one I guess is considered maybe a drama or something. But the comedy is Fat Girls by the comedian Monique. It's an old movie, but the second movie is The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith.
That's a good one.
But the reason the comedy, the reason I love that movie is because what it taught me is confidence is a major player in success. Not the actual things that we do to alter ourselves, such as hair or losing weight or whatever, but the actual confidence and mindset is a major player in success. So I don't know if anybody has ever seen this movie, but basically she just had hang-ups about her weight and always just trying to lose weight. And, long story short, she met a man and she just couldn't believe he really liked her because of her weight. She was always taking diet pills and just, it was just a lot going on. But however, she was working at a department store and had a dream to be a fashion designer. And she would always have her sketches. And she tried to walk up to the buyer, the retail buyer of that department store, and she allowed the manager to intervene. Like, no, he won't be interested in your amateur sketches. And so they taught me, like, one, don't let people project what they think onto you. And later on in the movie, when she finally like had a flashback of like how her grandmother used to always tell her, like, you are beautiful, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. She finally accepted herself and she began to view herself differently. Even though she didn't lose 1 pound, she looked the exact same, but the thing that had been plaguing her all this time, which is lose weight, diet pills, going crazy, she basically accepted herself. And when she did, when she went back to work with her sketches and the manager tried to intervene again, she didn't allow it. She did not allow it. And when she walked up to the man, he was like, I love it. Let's do a trial period. And he said, in 1 year, we'll launch you national if everything goes well. He launched her national. And when he did, she thought back to that man that she met on vacation, which guess what? She won a vacation from those diet pills. Like that. So all things work for your good, right? But she flew all the way to Nigeria to find him and tell him thank you, because he had been like instilling things in her, but she didn't believe it. She didn't believe it about herself. So once she finally accepted herself and she saw things took off for her, she flew all the way there to tell him thank you, and they became a couple, long story short. But what it taught me is confidence is a major player, because she didn't lose any weight. She looked the exact same, but she changed her mindset and she had the confidence needed to move forward in life. Good. And then most people have seen Pursuit of Happiness, where basically he just had it rough. It was thing after thing after thing, but guess what? He never gave up. He was homeless, still showing up to work, taking care of his kid because the mother left. I mean, even rich people were riding past him, and he's trying to hurry up and get on the bus to go to the shelter.
And somebody like homeless got the medical device that stole that.
Yeah, and so he was just having it bad. Like when I tell you, he was in if anybody reads the Bible, they know like people that went through things, and I considered that to be his Job season, where he basically was just losing all the time.
So you lost everything.
He lost
because it's preparing for something bigger.
So most people would use that for pity. He never did that. He didn't go to work and say, look, guys, I'm having a hard time. Can I borrow money? Or excuse me if I'm late. He was always on time. Like, they were asking to borrow, oh, you have $5, I'll give it back. That was his last $5, so he still gave it. Because they didn't know he was hard
interned.
He interned. Yep, he interned.
Being an adult.
He wasn't even making money. He was going to the shelter, like rushing to get to the shelter with his son every night. So what it taught me was like resilience, and we don't need to use our circumstances as an excuse or a crutch to do less, because he still showed up on time. He still took care of his son. He went and had to have blood drawn, all kind of things that he did
to survive,
just to survive, but while he was interning and not getting a dime. But after, he got hired and he went on to become a multimillionaire. This is a true story. So he went on to become a multimillionaire. So again, that showed me that I read the Bible and it says, Romans 8:28, all things work together for the good of those who are called according to his purpose and love the Lord. So basically, everything worked out for him, even though it looked like he was just suffering repeatedly. He had no reason to go on.
And I think that's where grit comes too. And I think he's humble enough that I'm interning, not getting paid, but I'm still going to work.
That's right.
Because he hopes that one day he will be happy. That's why it's pursuit of happiness. It's not HAPPI, it's HAPPY
exactly.
MESS.
So misspelled it, on purpose.
Pursuit of Happiness, watch it.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna change your life
over and over. I love that movie.
So I am sad because we're coming to the conclusion of our podcast. I think I want to talk to you more, but I couldn't.
Have us back. Right.
Yes. Look at me, like my hair or my makeup. What would you change in here so that I feel more courageous?
I would give you a haircut.
Tell me more about that haircut. Because I always have this wash and wear, that's it.
So one thing that we do is we consult with our clients, right? So for myself, when someone's coming for a hair service, I want to know about your lifestyle. What is it that you do for work? I'm going to ask you Plenty
Like
of
in the
questions.
gym, like
Yes.
a bunch of things. Yeah.
To know, okay, who you are, right? To give me an idea of who you are. My job is not to make you beautiful, it's to enhance the beauty that's already there, right? To see what you don't see. Most times, people don't know what's going to be best for them, what's the most suitable hairstyle or makeup look for them until they see it on themselves. And they're like, I should have been done this. So we would do a consultation for me to actually get to know. But for me, just being around you in our brief meetings we've had, I know that you are courageous, right? You are bold. You have a very bold personality. You're beautiful, natural beauty. So I would want to give you a little bit more edge and give you a haircut, because a haircut for a woman can be liberating, and it could help you to, one, be bold, but also tap more into your femininity, because you have nothing else to hide behind, right? Because oftentimes our hair is our veil. So it make us feel more secure. It's a security blanket for us. But when you cut the hair, it make you more vulnerable. It can soften you, but it also can give you edge when needed. So that's where I would go with you. I would discuss some hair
And I hope
styles.
that you invite people to your salon. Do you want to talk about your
Yes.
salon?
So you all can catch us at Salon Culture and Suites. We are on East Flamingo at the city center of Las Vegas. We are a full service salon and spa where we offer hair, nails, skincare, glam. We've also been featured on Netflix recently doing a makeover. So you can come and get glammed by the Salon Culture team, where Alexis and I work together. We have collaborated on many things. And we would love to take care of you. You can follow us on Instagram at Salon Culture with a K, KULTURELV.
And then where can they, but what's the title of the Netflix?
We were on Queer Eye.
Queer Eye.
Yeah, we were
So
on
Queer
their
Eye.
latest season, episode 2. Yeah.
Episode 2.
Yes, they filmed their entire season in Las Vegas, so we were honored to be one of the feature salons. Yeah,
We'll add that to when we upload this podcast. We'll upload all of those information you can see. So what about you, Alexis? What should I change? Because I feel like, Alexis, oh my gosh, your makeup is so good. Like I feel like I didn't.
Maria, you don't need a lot. I don't know. I probably would just like give you a little flair with the eyelashes. It depends on what's going on, but that, and maybe deepen your brows just a touch, because I like them soft, like that. But I would probably just, deepen them just a little bit. But really, I said, like, I think that you do a relatively great job with like the natural look. But if we were doing, like, for instance, if you came to the salon and we did like a little mini makeover, I would take you up a notch.
Well, thank you. You know what I love about what you said is I didn't feel like you judged me for not knowing how to put makeup on or how to do my hair.
Why would I do that?
And I felt like I really love what you said. We're not here to make you beautiful. You're already beautiful.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're enhancing what you already have. And I think courage has something to do with not, hiding behind makeup, but you're allowing yourself to be like, this is me, the enhanced part, but whether I have makeup on or not, this is me, right? So I'm gonna ask you this last thing. Give me maybe a sentence or two, your final message to the people on how to be more courageous.
Me knowing when to pivot. I'll say that. Knowing when to pivot. I think that that's courageous, because as she said earlier, and like I said, like, we didn't have to leave the Midwest. We just didn't at all. So
But you're still here.
yeah, like, it's being courageous to me also is knowing, like, even though I'm fine here, if I feel like God is leading me here, there must be relationships there that can take me further beyond what I can see.
Be more courageous. Choose faith over fear. Choose progress over perfection. And lean in. Just go for it. Don't quit. And trust the process.
He's going to take you to 7 figures that you wouldn't otherwise meet still being in the Midwest. So that's courageousness to me, when you just listen to that leading and take action, even though you're like, well, wait a minute now. Because wouldn't this set me back? I said that too. I was like, I'm gonna go to rookie status. Oh my God. Savannah was like, you are not a rookie.
But I really like that
But
over fear
yes, like
vibe.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like you have to literally just trust that it will work out. Because it sounds crazy. And God doesn't operate in logic really. So the things that he tells people to do is crazy. Literally.
Like helping your competition, right?
Like helping my competition.
That's being courageous as well, is thinking about yourself less.
Yes.
Right. And us more. Like, how can I serve you? Right. And that's our industry. How can we serve you? So when you think of yourself less and making someone else's life easier. One thing I love about Alexis, she really do think about others all the time. Like she's
very kind.
She's very generous, right? And she will diminish herself to think of others more. And that's something courageous to do, because it's easy to want to self-protect, right? And this is mine. It's easy to want
to be
everything
territorial.
Yeah, but she's not like that, and neither am I. So it helps us to work well together because we think of others. So, and that requires some courage.
And I thank you both, because I think like in our episode today, I wasn't expecting to talk a lot about this. I thought it was like, we're going to talk about beauty, all of that. But hey, you know, I am very thankful that you talked about faith over fear, about being selfless so we can give more. Because I think true beauty lives within.
Absolutely.
Right? So
absolutely.
Thank you all for joining us today in this episode of Courageously Speaking podcast, hosted by yours truly, Maria Soriano. A huge thank you to our guests, Miss Savannah Harmon and Miss Alexis Chapman, for showing us that beauty isn't just skin deep, it's soul driven. Indeed, real beauty shows up when we do, especially in moments that test us the most. To our listeners, if this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to Courageously Speaking with Maria Soriano, share this episode with someone who could use a dose of inspiration, and visit www.couragecreatives.com for more resources to help you lead with courage and purpose. Special thank you to our amazing partner, or community partner, PHLV Radio, for having us in your studio again. And remember, courage is not about the absence of fear, it's about taking action despite it. So until next time, stay courageous.
Oh no.